thing that annoys me the most about Caleb is he repeats himself. Like, he repeats himself, he goes in circles. Like, I'll use this for example. Babe, don't forget that we have to do a film tonight. Okay, great. 5 minutes later, babe, we got to do a film. Okay, great. Another 5 minutes, babe. I'm like, you said that to me 3 times. And he goes, oh, well, I have to do that for my brain, but I'm telling you. So that's one thing it annoys me because, I mean, I got it and I'm done, but he has to tell me like 15 times for him to get it. So, but it's cute, I guess.
Anything wouldn't do for you. We stick together, see it through, 'cause you've got a friend.
What irritates me about my bride? She knows I'm asleep after 10:30 sometimes, or 9:30, whatever she tries to say, and she still calls me. But that doesn't really irritate me. It just makes me feel like, oh, I'm so special that she calls me. What irritates me is she does this thing that just irritates me. She hates when I spit, which all men spit, but she does this, and I'm like, what in the world are you doing? She goes, I'm scratching my throat. She doesn't really say it like that, but nothing really irritates me about her. She's pretty much perfect. When I think of me and Harmony and that spark that happened where I kind of knew this is probably the girl I want to spend my life with, it was after we came back from Israel and things started happening. We were both going through a lot of warfare in the ministry, and she was on the brink of giving up and, you know, just done with everything. She wanted to go back home. And I just felt that I was supposed to be there for her. And me being there for her at that moment, God really showed me something. There was something supernatural really that happened between both of us. To be honest with you, after that night, I pursued her. I said, this is the woman I want in my life, a God-fearing woman. And she was single at the time. And I should have waited just a little bit, you know. She was just getting over a relationship, but I really felt God was, you know, bringing me to her, and we were both helping each other out in a way.
Yeah, the very first day I saw Caleb, I didn't like him very much. I felt like Caleb was very uppity and stuck up, and he knew everything. Like, you couldn't tell Caleb anything. He knew everything. So I was like, I already don't like this guy. Like, don't like him at all. He's gonna get on my nerves. And our first conversation we had was an argument over church. And then the further along we went into this school, Pastor Jim wanted to hear the song done by BB and CC Winans, Lord Lift Us Up. They took Love Lift Us Up and switched it over to Lord Lift Us Up and wanted us to redo the song. And so I had the honor of working with Caleb, and it still was not that smooth. We bumped heads a lot. We stuck with it over time. It grew because back then I was actually dating somebody else. Different things happened, and I ended up breaking off of that relationship. And Caleb and I, he was there whenever I needed him to be there, and he always listened. And one night, we always say it was a God moment. We ended up just talking about our lives and things that God has brought us through. We were so similar, and it was so scary to me when we had that divine connection that I jumped out the car. We were having a conversation in the car and ran in, and he FaceTimed me, and we ended up talking till like 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning for about a week.
But we just knew that we really did love each other, and we really know that God orchestrated this whole thing. We've had some up and down moments, but God has really been there for both of us. I really consider Harmony my friend, my best friend. Harmony was my friend before she was my girlfriend, and during those times of warfare in the ministry and just going through stuff, I was able to be a friend, not a boyfriend, none of that. It was just we became friends. Our hearts connected as friends, and she's become my best friend. She's got my back.
When Caleb proposed to me, that was a day that changed my life for one, but it was very funny because it was super cold outside, and we were supposed to be doing a photo shoot for Valentine's Day. And I couldn't think for the life of me why he would take me out in the cold to do a photo shoot. But I'm always down for a picture. If you know me, you know I will take a picture. And we went to Big Cedar first, and we took a bunch of pictures there. And I was supposed to be meeting Mary and Richard, which are phenomenal people. They're like our parents here, and for dinner. So I was pumped. I was like, just a few more minutes, and I get to have dinner with Mary and Richard. Well, like an hour later, the dinner still didn't happen, and he was dragging me all around. We went to Top of the Rock, driving me all around Top of the Rock to take pictures in the cold, and I was so frustrated. And by the time I got so to the end, I was like, I'm done. He was like, one more picture, and we went out to this beautiful field in front of the chapel, and we were taking, all the cameras were up, and next thing I know, music comes in the air, and he's getting down on his knee, and he asked me to marry him. And it was a beautiful moment. At the moment, I was ready to explode. My whole life changed, so that was one of the most beautiful things I think could ever happen to me.
She is really, really special to me. She gives so much of her time. She's made me a better person by that. I can be a little selfish sometimes. She has that connection of I don't want to go too spiritual, but setting people free. And I see her in so many situations where she is just helping anybody she can.
I think if I could say anything to Caleb right now is that I love you, and I will always be here for you, and I'm excited to see what God is going to do in our lives and where he's going to take us. And no matter what, ups and downs, in and outs, good and bad, I will always be here for you. I will always love you. I will always pray for you. I will always support you, no matter what. You're mine and I am yours, and you're stuck, buddy. You're stuck. So make sure before you say I do today that you actually want to be stuck with me, because I'm not going anywhere.
I get to marry my best friend today. That's really special to me, and I know she's very loved by so many. I just want you guys to know she's in good hands. I'm just excited to see where God takes us in this next step.
But wait, I just have to say one more thing before we proceed this wedding. 2 things. One, I want to thank God for what he's done in our life this last couple of months. We've experienced so much favor, and it is to God be the glory, and that's one of our songs. And another thing I like to thank God is for Betty Crocker. Man, she came through. Thank you for everybody who bought a cake from us, because that's how we're paying for this wedding.